Hey friends, welcome to today's video. Today is going to be the greatest day of your life. You know, April's a tough month for me. I have all three of my girls have their birthdays in the month of April. And April becomes a month of reflection for me because they're changing. My kids are getting older, my wife's getting better and more beautiful. You know, it just happens. And today is my daughter's 15th birthday. And of course, there's a lot of big changes coming with the 15th birthday. She's going to be learning how to drive now. She wants to get her learner's permit so she can do that. And, you know, when I see her, I still see that little 7-year-old girl running around the house. And things change, right? So, oh boy. Why do I always cry? I tell you what, I guess I'm just an emotional guy. I don't know, but this is a tough one for me because they keep getting older and so do I, you know, and that means change, you know, and I realize that when it comes to my kids growing up, I resist accepting and adapting to them changing, you know. I'm happy with the familiar things that I have with them and staying in our comfort zone, you know, and I don't want things to change. However, this resistance to change just makes everything more difficult. They don't want to be called babyhead anymore. They don't want to be hugged all the time, and I'm always waving at them saying, hi, I love you. And we used to do little mantras, you know. I used to say things to them like, why are you so pretty? And they would say, because I am. And I'd say, why are you so smart? And they'd say, why? Because I am. And I would say, why do I love you? And they would say, because you do. And I would say, I do, and don't you forget it. And we used to do that all the time, and now they're getting older, and they have less interest in doing the things that we used to do when they were younger. Go figure, it happens, right? But it also makes things beautiful as well. I want to tell you, the other night we were in the kitchen together, and we had a platform that they were drawing on. It was a piece of paper that they utilize for drawing, etc. My kids are very artistic, and they were doing things like my youngest daughter said, corner sun. And do you remember when we used to draw on paper, you'd always draw like a half circle up in the corner and then put some rays, and that would be the sun. And then my daughter said sky, and she drew a line across the top for the sky and a line across the bottom for the earth. You know, I mean, we remember how we used to draw, and they'd make a little V for the birds, and it was kind of funny. We kind of went back to how we used to draw when we were children, and it was wonderful. And we talked about a lot of things, like how technology's changed, how many things have continued to change. You know what? It was fun, it was educational, and it kind of brought a new awareness for me. Because I stepped back, and I was laughing, and we were having fun, and we were all taking our turns making something like a little box house, or remember how we used to draw cars and little stick people, and it was a lot of fun. And so I realized, you know, things have changed, you know, and I've actually let go of many things. Why am I having such a hard time letting go of my children getting older? But, you know, as I realized, in many aspects of my life, I've moved on to the new, you know, and created different comfort zones with new things, you know, and I've become aware of how much change we all have to adapt to every single day. So I'm taking this month to reflect on the importance of being flexible and adaptable, not only in my personal life, but in my business life. And you know, when a new idea or technology comes along, my first inclination at times is, hey, no thanks, I don't need that. The old way works fine. We've done it this way for a long time. But that may not be completely true. You see, the old way may have worked fine in the past, but does it still? Or will it in another year or two? These are things we have to think of, because, you know, the learners will inherit the earth, while the learned will find themselves beautifully inequipped to deal with a world that no longer exists. And it's absolutely the truth, you know. And so, while clinging to my old way of life may make life easier, it may also be putting me at a disadvantage. You see, in business, my competitors will probably be using new methods which will help them to serve clients faster and more conveniently. And what will happen to me if I don't keep up and our businesses don't keep up and we can't provide better service too? Well, I'll tell you what will happen. We probably won't be around much longer, and that's the thing. Adaptability to change is very important, not only in our business lives, but in our personal lives as well. And in my personal life, doing things the way I've always done them might feel safe, but it will interfere with my enjoyment or interaction with my family and friends. And it does, you see. I'll give you an example. If I don't choose how to learn the new technological devices that are provided to me, regularly, then I lose the incredible joy I get from preserving and sharing the special moments in the lives of my children and also in my spouse. And, a lot of things I see everybody walking around with their cell phones now, doing video chats. Well, I'm perfectly fine just doing voice calls. I don't need everybody to see me every 5 seconds of the day. But I'm realizing that the interaction with the video chat is actually a better way to communicate, because then people can see my facial expressions. They can read my body language. We communicate more effectively with each other utilizing the video chat. So I ask myself, do I really want to do this, or do I want to take on the challenge and learn a new way of doing things? And I've also noticed when people become negative or toxic in my life, is it smart to keep them in my life just because they've been there for a while? Again, probably not. So adaptability to change is very important in our effectiveness and in the way we approach our lives. And I know that even with positive changes, there is sometimes grief in letting go of what it was that I used to do. But I understand that in the process of letting go, of changing, I might experience the stages of the grief process, right? Because of this change. Change is difficult for people. But I'm prepared to deal with the shock, the denial, the anger, the bargaining, the depression, and the final acceptance, because it will eventually lead me to a happier place. So I've decided to stop clinging on to what feels familiar and safe. I'm going to stop looking back at how it's always been, and instead I'm going to look forward. Like with my 15-year-old daughter. She's in college already. She graduates from high school this year. She's already done 2 years of college. She's going to go into college full-time next year at the age of 15 with 2 years of college under her belt already, and those credits that are associated with that. So there's positives to look at here. There's new AKA comfort zones for me to move into. But, it's weird how, as a parent, I'm constantly looking back at the old and thinking that the relationship I had with my children was so much better when they were younger. And in all actuality, the focus needs to be on, the focus needs to be on developing a new relationship with them as they change and become different individuals. Change is inevitable. And if we accept change, move forward with it, and accept it as a reality, it just makes life a little bit easier. It's tough, so I'm going to look forward this month. I'm going to adopt a positive attitude, as I always do. I'm going to believe that I can do it, and I'm going to embrace the changes that life brings to me as my children grow older, as my wife gets more beautiful and better, and as I change as well. The business climate changes, and it's always easier for me to move into that because I'm surrounded by such wonderful and intelligent individuals that help me to make the right decisions as I'm moving forward. I need to remember that in my own household, I'm also surrounded by intelligent and incredible women who have the ability to help me move forward. But I got news for my kids, my little girls. You're always going to be my little girls, and I'm always going to think of you as my little baby heads, and I love you. Yay, happy birthday, Sarah. Today's going to be a great day. I'm looking forward to it. So, everybody, I believe in you. I care about you. Thanks for listening to me today. I just wanted to share with you that, I live in the real world too, and I think these are things that a lot of parents deal with. Our kids are growing up. They're moving on. And sometimes we can feel a little bit left behind, but it's okay. I'm going to do my best to stay involved and to be a great dad. And there's lots of challenges ahead for me as a parent, I'm sure. And I can't wait to face them, because you know what? That's what I signed up for. And that's what I'm here for, to be a dad and a husband. So I hope you all have a beautiful day. I care about you. I believe in you. And you know what? If anybody's worth it, you are. Have a beautiful day, friends. I'll be back tomorrow with some new insights, some things to discuss, hopefully some ideas that will get you thinking. And you know what? When we're thinking, we're putting ourselves in the best position possible to walk down the path towards achieving our dreams and our goals. And if anybody can do it, you can. I'll be back tomorrow. Take care, friends.